NIO with a new high. Again, I've been watching this for 5 months. I bought in at $6 and change back in June, and I am watching it do the same thing that it does. It goes up and it sets a new high. Eventually it's going to drop back down. Maybe it'll keep going tomorrow because it did break the high at $54.50, and then I don't know where all it went after that. I do know after hours it got over $57. So this is still a new high. So maybe we're not done with the high and maybe it continues tomorrow. But what I expect based on what it's done in the last 5 months is it will drop back down to whatever the new floor is. We may not see the $40 mark again. We may be done with $40. I was a little leery when I saw today that 50% of ownership is now big dogs. It's institutional investors, and I have forewarned and cautioned about this. They are the ones who drive the price up. They will drive this price up. Last week, we were at 39% for institutional investors. That's an 11% jump. And what happened today? Look at the price. It's right there. We still don't have a lot of the big dogs coming to the table yet, but there are some really big ones there, and they are buying in for more. Really big ones. You know, I'm not a big dog. I'm a little guy. I can't just drop $57 million and pick up 1 million shares. I would have done it a long time ago if I could, because I put in my time and my research, and I am that confident in this stock and what this company is doing long term that I would absolutely do that. But I can't afford to do that, at least not yet. So it's baby steps. It's a little bit at a time, and my strategy has been, when it was trading at $10, I knew it was going to go up. I knew it would go way beyond that, and so I decided what I would do is set a $40 amount, that it would be a strong buy for me up till that point. And then when it hit $40, I reset my amount, and it's at $80 now. And we're going to hit $80 pretty soon, and I'm going to set it again. It's going to be probably 100, 120, something like that. I'm going to keep buying this thing. We are nowhere near the potential that I think it has. And I want to switch gears for just a second, because this is something I want to point out. I started this channel because I realized nobody seemed to be putting the time and effort into studying NIO that I was. And I kept asking people who had videos and who had channels to break down the battery as a service and give me an evaluation on that, and to do this and that. And nobody would. No one would do it. And I finally just kind of got tired of waiting. And so I thought, it may be inexact, but I'm going to try and do this myself. And so as I spent more time breaking that down and looking into that and researching that, I just was like, wow, this thing can go beyond what anyone realizes. And I believe it can go so far that I actually refuse to say how high I think NIO can go. People aren't ready to hear it, so I'm not going to say it. And that's not a bad thing. I kind of laugh when I see some of these folks and these personalities with their channels, and some of them have large, they've got 50, 100, 150,000 subscribers, and they're talking about these $200, $300 long-term evaluations, and I want to laugh. I'm just like, you don't see it. You do not get it. You're nowhere near what this thing can possibly go. But I love that. I love that I'm seeing things that they're not. It means hopefully I'll have more time to accumulate more shares before the big dogs price it up even further. But I think I'm not going to be surprised when we hit $100. I think we'll see that in 2021. It wasn't long ago people would have thought that was crazy, but if I had said it earlier, it would have been crazy, because people couldn't have gotten their heads wrapped around it. And that is exactly the reason why I'm not going to say where I think this thing can go, because people aren't ready to hear it. They can't wrap their minds around it. And so I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not going to overhype it. I'm just going to continue to enjoy this ride that we're on. And I hope that some of these other folks out there do start catching up a little bit more. I'll try to help them a little bit, drop some breadcrumbs along the way, maybe drop some hints, drop some, I don't know, straight up information, just say, hey, look at this. But we're about to have some more good news. NIO's going to come out with some more good news in about a week. and that's going to be the November deliveries. They're going to set a new record. They had told us they were going to be doing this, and lo and behold, they follow through with what they say they're going to do. This is one of the things I like about the company is they are pretty transparent. The executives understand, they have a focus and their drive and their vision, and it is not to be second to anyone. And I love that. I don't need them to win the global competition. I just want them to dominate China, and I believe they will do that. But they want to be the global luxury brand, and man, that's cool. That's exciting, and I'm not counting on it. I don't need them to do that, but they're heading in the right direction, and so this is fun. This is exciting. We're still in just the first of at least 3 major growth phases, and that is the market attraction, the market awareness phase. Investors are still learning about NIO and don't know a lot, certainly don't know enough, or this price would be even higher. And some people would argue that point, and that's fine. This company is not profitable. There is still risk involved. Guess what? There's risk in everything. There's risk in life, and I've experienced that more than a lot of folks would realize. But the point is, you minimize your risk, and then you look at your returns or your potential returns, and you determine as an investor if you're okay with where you are. And so that's the way that I look at it, and that's the way that, when folks talk to me, I share with them that that's my perspective. Everyone has their own idea of what is risky and what is not risky. And this is to an extent, this is a speculative company. They're not profitable yet. But you know what? For me to buy it the way that I want to buy it, I needed to get in early, and I did. And now I'm just getting and accumulating as many shares as I can. And I just bought some last week. And I'm hoping that after we have this new high, that it'll come back down and I'll be able to buy some more soon. But honestly, I don't know if we're going to see the 40s again. This thing may not go under 50 because the big dogs are watching. They're paying attention. The only day that NIO really dropped was a day when there was incredible trade volume. Someone came out and said, oh, it's only worth $25. And it was so ludicrous what this person was saying. I didn't even address it in my videos because I wasn't going to waste my time shredding what he had said. I let other people kind of go after that. Instead, I monitored what was going on. And there was, I think, almost around 600 million for the trade volume that day. Is crazy number. And the stock dropped a lot. But what did happen is one of the biggest investors in the world, who was already in NIO, almost doubled their position, and that kept it from going down further. And that told me the big dogs are watching this thing, and I don't know if they will let it go down. At that time, it was in the 40s. And I thought, gosh, this thing may not go down into the 30s again. I was hoping it would. I wanted to buy more in the 30s. But we never went back down. And now I'm wondering, are we going to see the 40s again? We might not. We may be in the 50s. And I don't care. I will watch all the videos that I can on all the people who are against the stock, against the company, and their concerns and that sort of thing. And every time that I hear anything that any of them have ever said, what is clear to me is they have not studied it as much as I have, because I could explain pretty easily why their concern is not really a concern to me. Now, I do have some concerns, and I'm going to have to get into those in another video, but they're concerns as a matter of I'm watching for if this or this or this might happen, because it could be a red flag. They're not concerns from a standpoint of I feel like the company is going to tank or something like that. I don't see that happening, and I could be wrong. I'm not an attorney, not a financial advisor. I am just a guy on this NIO train, enjoying it. But I've studied. I've spent hundreds of hours since June when I first bought at $6 and change, and I'm buying every share that I can. And so I invested. This is of interest to me, and I'm excited about where it can go. I refuse to say how high it can go. People aren't ready to hear that, and that's okay. Um, let's just enjoy the journey. And I want to say thank you for anybody who is watching this. Like, share, subscribe if you'd like, or not, and we'll keep it low key. But either way, if you're on this NIO train with me, make sure your seatbelt's on, because we're going for a ride. Thanks. I'll see you next time.